believe, but some of them do have fans. Fanfic Critic and Decker Shado, for example. Others are too awful even for the most autistic. See that long-haired creepy guy.
I would have makes a comment on that. It's like, hello, I'm Decker Shado.
And I'm that long-haired creepy guy.
And these are 4chan comments.
Oh, joy.
So let's talk about Decker Shado for Manic Expression for a moment. The internet personality with the best hair, as he calls himself. Did you guys know that he's actually a total dick? Bit of backstory. Decker's father was a paranoid schizophrenic, and, through no fault of his own, as is the nature of that condition, had delusions about conspiracy theories. This made Decker into a hardcore fedora-tipping, super-logical, anti-conspiracy theorist who gets set off on long tangents in his reviews as something in a film doesn't make 100% total logical sense.
Can I borrow your fedora?
I don't actually have... That one I was wearing in the Deranged review is my stepmother's. And I'm glad he figured out why it is that my reviews are the only ones that point out logical flaws in films.
Yeah.
I was wondering why I was the only one who thought to do that, and it turns out it's because I'm a super anti-conspiracy theorist just like no one else.
And a fedora tipper, don't forget that.
Fedora tipping.
Yeah.
The old man tried to reconcile and apologize to Decker on his deathbed, but Decker refused to go and see him.
And
my father was in Vermont. I was in Texas.
yeah, bit of a stretch to get there. Also, did he contact you before he died?
He did a friend request on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
and I did refuse.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I have to be honest here. If I'm going to be pointing out flaws here, I have to be honest with myself. I did refuse, and that's because I really had a very bad relationship with him.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no sign that he was even trying to apologize. No one told me he was trying to apologize. The be-all, end-all of it was, I received a friend request from my father.
Right. You did. In other words, you didn't know he was sick.
I didn't know if he was trying to apologize. I didn't know if he was trying to just, guilt trip me into believing in God before he goes.
Right.
I have no idea what it was going to be.
Right.
And I felt bad for not responding, but I figured it would probably be better because there is such a gulf between us. I didn't want to be the, worst news. Like, oh, hi, Dad, I'm an atheist, and fuck you, before he dies.
Right.
For that, I figured, keep it clear, just not respond.
Right.
That was that. There was no sign, there was no hint that it was going to be an apology or anything. It was just a friend request. That was the extent.
Yeah.
And stayed in making videos for Blip, leaving his father alone to die with his current wife, who was by him the whole time.
Right. Yeah. Except for her. I guess 4chan thinks she doesn't count.
And also her kids.
Yeah. They don't count either, apparently. It's 4chan.
And the child they had together.
Right.
Decker apparently comes from quite a low-income, poor family.
And that's the most important thing of all.
Yeah. And yeah, that's putting it lightly.
Mm-hmm.
When you live in the fucking woods, I'd call that low income. Mm-hmm. And after his dad died, his mom had a breakdown and lost her job. She got a job? When did this happen? As far as I can tell, for the last decade, she didn't have a job. Long before he passed.
Mm-hmm.
And long before, well, actually, I think, no, she lost her job after he got the new wife and all that stuff.
Right.
But not immediate. There was no breakdown.
Right.
She was on Jerry Springer, on Bizarre Springer's story. She was the naked fat lady.
Ah.
I wish I had... I've been looking online for that. 4chan is going to have a field day because I don't have proof.
Right.
But it's not like it matters to them anyway.
Look at it this way. If you had proof, they would be making fun of your mother.
Mm-hmm. But that was when I was 17. Mm-hmm. I remember, because I was too young to go on the show.
Right.
She was the naked fat lady in Bizarre Springer stories.
Mm-hmm.
Her job found out about this and let her go.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, she never went back looking for another one because me and my brother could, or wait a minute. Leaving Decker was the sole... leaving Decker was the sole breadwinner for the house, except my brother also had that job, so we both two incomes.
I guess the thing that surprises me is that it came from 4chan, and yet the grammar and spelling are as good as they are. It's at least legible.
Which includes his mom and like a gorillion brothers and sisters. I have one older sister who had already moved out by that time. A younger brother who was also elsewhere. He was... Oh, where the fuck was he? Well, as soon as he got emancipated, he moved to Vermont. So he might have been near my father. I don't know. I haven't spoken to him.
Yeah. What's a gorillion, anyway?
It's like when gorillas have sex... and one of them explodes and there's just a bunch of gorilla babies.
Oh, okay.
That's a gorillion.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so there were two incomes, myself and my older brother. Me, him, and our mother were the only ones in the house at the time of that happened, which was also not the time when my father died, because I was long in Texas before that happened.
Right.
One of whom is severely mentally disabled. This is my youngest half-brother, I think he's talking about.
Right. Who is also dead, right?
Yeah, he more after my father, but a bit later. I didn't get any real warning for this, but yeah, he also passed away recently. Thanks for that. But that was Decker's fund to buy a new camera for his internet reviews, and he didn't want to share.
Again, all of this happened...
Also, this camera I had for years before my father died. I don't have a new one. I'm not getting a new one before going to Japan, it looks like, unless I can really get a lot going.
Right. And then there's also the fact that, again, all of this happened years before you started doing internet reviews.
Yeah, well, my father died years after, but all the stuff with the with my family and all that, that was when I was still in Pennsylvania. Long before I moved to Texas, let alone started doing internet reviews. Rather than support his family like a decent human being would, and acknowledging that my brother also had an income that, you know, he left them all to go and mooch off his girlfriend and her mother, who I did not meet until like 3 years into Texas, or 4? But yeah, I am living off of my girlfriend's mother's hospitality, and I recognize that that is a very unique situation to be in, and damn lucky of me, and she is expecting rent as soon as I can afford it. And it actually is looking like I might be able to, which is nice, and if I don't pull through with the show, she's gonna make me get a job. She's been very fucking nice so far, and I am thankful as hell for that, and I've been very open about that, which is why he even knows about it, otherwise I wouldn't... How else could he have found out unless I had mentioned it?
I mean, the details are wrong.
He doesn't know my real name. He's got the timeline completely fucked up. So this is, you know, there's no way in hell he could have possibly found that out if I didn't say it.
Right. He spoke about it a couple of times. Well, there you go.
Yeah. Living in their house rent-free while he tries to make it big as an internet reviewer. I don't know about big, just make it, I think. He's spoken about it a couple of times and calls his mother lazy, and she should just get over her depression!
When was she depressed? When have you said that?
I'm trying to think... Because, I mean, I can be flippant sometimes, but...
When did you...
I'm trying to think of a specific instance when I...
Yeah. I'm like, when did you mention, you know, like, I mean, I get that I get that they got details wrong, but when have you mentioned anything that they could have taken the wrong way and, you know, rewritten into this? Anyway.
I mean, they're I mean, this is some Pulitzer material right here. I'll give them that.
Oh, yeah.
Finally, Decker is a giant douchebag, and he plays the victim in all of it.
Shame on you. Shame.
How dare I acknowledge that I was born into a poor family and I not use that as a crutch to try and get people to treat me better? How is this playing the victim? There's a difference between playing a victim and being one.
Yeah,
and
I don't think 4chan knows that.
Well, I'm not saying that, oh, I had a bad life, therefore feel sorry for me. I'm like, oh, you know, my life is kind of bad. And objectively, that's true.
Right. What do we got here? This next one is about me. Long-haired creepy guy wants Decker Shadow's dick. Okay. Creepy apparently offered him a blowjob the first time they met. I don't think all that flirting he does with Decker is a joke. I did offer to blow Decker the first time. I felt kind of bad for him, but in all honesty, well, I was teasing at the same time, just because, well, it's fun to tease you.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Well, I mean, look what you just did.
Well,
Okay.
this is a picture one.
Oh yeah.
This dude raped someone. And there's a reply asking a question.
Was it Decker Shado? Because like I'm a rapist.
And
Or
evidently I am a rape victim,
Victim.
but I only play victim.
Yeah. So does that mean okay?
So, you know, with all that before about how I just push everything and try and make it. If you had raped me, couldn't I have, used that to my advantage?
Okay, wait.
For playing victim?
If I raped you and you're the victim, does that make you a pretend victim or me a pretend rapist?
Well, I would either have you. Fuck, I don't know. They seem to greatly overestimate everything. Their talent, their fame, their audience, their influence. It's really quite comical how ungrounded they are in reality. A recent example. Decker Shado, one of Manic Expression's big name contributors. And he says I'm a big name. So I've made it big. Awesome. Sweet. Recently had a copyright strike against his YouTube account. He responded by contacting Warner Brothers, who own the movie he was reviewing, to whine about YouTube. Because, after all, we know, although I am a big name, evidently I'm not big enough because you have to be popular before the law applies to you.
Right. I laughed so hard when his channel got flagged. The funniest thing now is that Decker Shado invited him to share his channel. He made a video about it asking his fans what they thought. Overwhelmingly, they were against the idea of Creepy featuring on Decker's channel. You can see all the negativity surrounding the idea in the comments section. And then Decker went ahead and ignored them and did it anyway.
I did?
When did this happen?
I thought that you still had, you have your own channel and...
Yeah.
Have you been uploading videos to my channel without my knowledge?
Where are they?
They're unlisted?
But then how can anyone watch them? How would anyone know?
This is a... Well, we cannot argue with 4chan logic, so there has to be some way this is true.
Yeah. Well, they say that you went ahead and did and ignored people. Well, since the overwhelmingly is a bit of a stretch. There were several people who were against the idea, but they seemed less concerned. They didn't hate the idea of me being there, or it was more like he lost his Blip channel and then he lost his YouTube channel. If he goes to Decker's channel, Decker's going to lose his channel, which was actually something that I could understand very easily. And then, of course, immediately after this, you lost your Blip channel, and that sort of became kind of like, oh, okay, so it wasn't Creepy's fault.
Yeah, I remember there's the comments on the video about me losing my Blip channel where people were like, it's a good thing that you didn't have Creepy there, simply because no one can blame him for this.
Yes. So apparently they're familiar with 4chan.
Okay, I got it. I understand now. 4chan exists in the multiverse. All versions of reality happen on this website.
But yeah, it's like some people were actually okay with it, and the rest were just kind of whatever. Yeah.
I like this guy. He has rewritten my intro. I think he improved it.
Okay.
So let's give it a shot here. See how that goes.
Okay.
Hello, World Wide Web. I'm Decker Shado, the internet personality with the best hair and a face that's like 3 miles long.
I think you should put that in one of your videos.
Yeah, I think that's really a great improvement. Thanks.
Yeah, I think you should do that.
The Decker Shado guy, for instance, said in the Manic Expression documentary that he wishes he could just have a job where he enjoys what he's doing, i.e. making videos, instead of having 2 jobs. It's unrealistic expectations in a nutshell, because I said that I expected that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I said that that is definitely going to happen, and that I don't have to worry about it because it requires no work to achieve.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
What have we been doing this week so far?
Fuck ton of work, last I checked.
Yeah. Manic Expression Power Rankings. We have Power Rankings, apparently. Does this mean we get those cool visor things from Dragon Ball Z?
I hope so.
Okay. Get a load of this faggot tier. Fanfic Critic, Movie Fan 12, The Cartoon Hero, Tim Deanna, and The Hardcore Kid. I'm a little disappointed that I wasn't on there, considering I got a comment. Someone actually posted that in one of my videos on YouTube. Okay, Jesus Christ, stop fucking shouting all the time for fuck's sake, tier.
Me?
I thought you'd be there too, but Rowdy C.
Oh.
Jesus Christ, how about absolutely disgusting tier? That long-haired creepy guy.
Hey!
Paradise and Fairies, Mad Hog Thy Master. I'm a little curious to know what exactly the other two did to get on.
Paradise and Fairies does
fan service
Fiesta, but I thought that it was fan service because people wanted to see that, even though it was kind of pervy.
Mm-hmm.
Mad Hog Thy Master does My Little Pony. Last I checked.
Oh yeah, okay, and 4chan is My Little Pony represents everything that 4chan despises.
Okay, I think you should read this.
Okay, yeah. But I'm like, at least, I mean, like, given what 4chan has said about me previously, I'm not surprised that I made that tier. Yeah. Okay, but here, this one here. Okay. It's not as long as yours, but it's pretty thorough. I fucking despise that long-haired creepy guy. He's a, capital A, disgusting person, both inside and out. He seems to go out of his way to try and make people uncomfortable and seems to get off on it, but as soon as someone calls him out on it, he's all woe is me. When has that happened? I mean the last part, you know.
Yeah, I know. I can think of times when I've been like, creepy, get out of my room.
Yeah.
Creepy, no, put the chloroform down, creep. But you never seem to show any kind of remorse afterwards, so
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm like, that's what confused me.
Maybe I shouldn't have said that, because someone on 4chan is like, it's official! Right from the horse's face mouth!
Oh, that would make a really awesome t-shirt. You know, people keep saying you should make it.
Hello, I'm Dr. Shado, the unit personality with the best hair and a face like 3 miles long.
It's like, it's official, straight from the horse-faced mouth. Okay. Anyway, moving right along. He talks about living again. What is with the A's being capitalized?
I think that was a bug on 4chan. It was using it as a link.
Oh, okay. I find it odd. He talks about living a hard life among homophobic rednecks in the Deep South. In reality, I think he's just surrounded by people who are sick of his shit and aren't shy about telling him. Okay, there is one countermeasure that I could make against this, is that the majority of people, I'm lucky if they wave to me here.
So it's...
Yeah, it's like, they're not, let's see,
It's not that they aren't afraid to tell you that they're sick, it's that they just avoid you entirely.
Right,
you are shunned, not hunted down with a pitchfork.
Right, you know, there's a difference in the South, believe it or not. If his town were really as homophobic as he makes it out to be, why are there videos of him at the local fucking pride parade in the gay part of town? Where the hell in Union is the gay ghetto? Seriously.
Well, that's what they're asking right here. What sort of homophobic Hicksville town has a gay part?
It's not around here. It was the video I assume they're talking about is the one where I went to New Orleans at the time that Southern Decadence was.
But that's only like a 6-hour drive. That's still in town.
Okay, please tell me about what measurement system you are using to... What city is that large? What city... That's not a city, that's a small country in and of itself. That's a micronation.
Yeah, that's where the gay part of Union is, in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm. Also, calling it the gay part of Union, that was Bourbon Street. Which, okay, yeah, you'll find a lot of rainbow flags on Bourbon Street, but calling it the gay part of... Well, okay, yeah, I guess to some tourists it is going to seem that way, but it's still mutable. Calling it the gay part of town. Anyway, what sort of homophobic Hicksville town has a gay part? And I was like, well, none that I'm aware of. So I'm too awful even for autistic people. So does that mean that you're awful enough to be popular with autistic people?
According to 4chan, yes.
Okay.
And also, according to 4chan, I am autistic.
Yeah.
And every member of Manic Expression is autistic, and everyone who goes to Manic Expression is autistic. So this is the kind of situation you get to.
We hit the autism singularity here.
Yeah, where autism covers so much it loses all meaning.
Right.
That's the problem with overusing an insult. If everyone applies to it, then it can't single out anyone for being a certain.
Like-
It's like it's saying
Yeah.
human.
Like gay on YouTube, saying something is gay on YouTube.
Oh, I was thinking saying something was gay in elementary school.
Right. And it's YouTube and it's 4chan, so there you go.
Yeah.
But there's also when you for those of you, anyone who used to run in fanfic circles, calling something a Mary Sue. It's just, you hear the term Mary Sue. The term Mary Sue has become so broad that it's actually been broken up into different sub-Sues.
Yeah,
and even then,
Mary Sue meant a specific archetype before, and
Right.
it was referencing a specific character.
right, it refers to a character who is flawless and basically shows up in a canonical story, to fix every problem that is currently happening. Basically,
Yeah.
all the characters do is stand off to the side and clap their hands and applaud this one person for fixing all of their problems and making life better just by being there. And then, it just sort of became this. It quickly became
Everyone
an
wanted to
insult.
use it
Yeah.
to just describe any character they didn't like for any reason.
Right, or just not liking a fit, and at one time I did write fan fiction a bit. I don't hate the fanfic community the way that the rest of the world just seems to have developed a disdain for it. Mind you, I admit that doesn't make fan fiction automatically good. You have to treat it the same way you do basically going into a very large bookstore or going to rent a video. You're going to have to sort through a lot of stuff you don't like to find the one that you do. And I don't claim that my stuff was brilliant or revolutionized anything. I just meant it's a writing exercise. It's a great way. It's a place to start off at. If you have aspirations of writing, whether professionally or you just want to improve yourself on it, you can write fan fiction, and that's a way to get going. But at the same time, there are a lot of fan circles around there who will call anything horrible and attack any story that anyone posts. So if that story has a character that did not appear in the canon, in the official canon, if it's an original character, it's going to be flamed. It's pretty much. And I knew one poor girl. This character, she created a side character just to fill a blank. Someone to show up every so often to give the other character someone to talk to. And she put it in, and gave it a name, and I think it was the character was there for one chapter, and everybody attacked the fanfic for, there was just this wide circle of people attacking it because, it has an original character in it, it's a Mary Sue. Anyway. Oh yeah, here's another one of me. Reminder that long-haired creepy guy is the worst of the worst of the worst. This is something they needed to remind everyone of. That I'm not the worst, I'm the worst of the worst of the worst.
I'm now getting hungry for liverwurst.
No, that's true. Here, that long-haired creepy... Oh, okay, this one's me. Here, that long-haired creepy guy interviews porn star Nika Noelle for Manic Expression. Note that this interview takes place solely in written format and that there is no photographic evidence confirming that Nika Noelle is indeed partaking in this interview.
Because after all, an internet interview, you absolutely must, no matter how low on the totem pole you are, you must get them into your house, no matter how far away they are.
Or how busy they are. Let me finish because there's only got one sentence left. Not that I'm saying that creepy guy wrote the entire thing himself and then just pretended that he had interviewed a porn star for his shitty little... Okay, you said that was Hugbox site.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was Hubox. It was 4chan. It's easy to assume that a word has been misspelled. Good heavens, no. Okay, just going back a little, for my shitty little Hugbox site, I don't... Well, okay, I guess technically you could say I own 1/4 of Manic. James and I kind of, at one point...
That's a pretty big chunk.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, but I'm basically a silent partner with it. But it's not my site, it's James's. So, yeah. Anyway, but that's neither here nor there. And I'm sure it's going to stir up a whole bunch more comments. Anyway, there is no photo back. Okay. Here's how Nika is actually a very I consider her a friend, a very good one too. She has been very, very good, kind to me. You know, we've gotten to know each other a little bit, and so because this comment involves her, I'm going to say a few things that I would otherwise ordinarily dismiss. Nika, I asked Nika way, way back in like 2012, 2013, something along those lines, if it would be all right if I interviewed her one day, and she was very happy to. She was very enthusiastic about it. The problem came in the fact that she's way more busy than I am. I freely admit that. We were both busy, but she was like really, really busy. She was trying to get her new company, her new production company, off the ground, which took a lot of work and a lot of time. Basically, she just did not have the time to do there was no way for us to do a face-to-face interview because she lived so far away. Second problem was she didn't have time to record comments for it. So what we ended up doing is I wrote a quick questionnaire. Time passed. We kept, saying we should do it. And then finally she was like, we should do your interview. I'm sorry, I've been so busy, and she was like, and I'm like, it's fine. So what I did is I wrote a questionnaire and I sent it to her, and she replied back to me in written format. And I was like, okay, I can work with this. I took this and I wrote up, I wrote up the interview, and I made it out just for kicks. I made it out like, me and Chibi Thulu were there and she was responding to it. I just did that because I thought it would be funny. But anyway, and so I posted it on Manic, and that became and that is the post they were talking about. No, there's no photographic evidence that she, that she was there because, well, I didn't think there was a reason for it to go there, and if I did put like a photo of Nika, then, well, there's the argument. I just stole it from online and, used it that way. But I was very grateful that she took the time out of her insanely busy schedule just to do that for me. So I will honestly say, out of everything we've covered so far, this is actually the one I take issue with. Not because it says me, simply because I've had people say shitty things about me almost my whole life. Yeah, so
you can't acknowledge that. That's being all woe is me.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You can't state something neutral that may in fact be factual because just saying that, it means that it automatically is asking for...
Yeah, that's true. No, but I take issue with it because Nika is a good friend of mine. Although I imagine if she saw this, she would laugh her ass off. If anything, I would just show this one with this one part right here, because if I showed her the whole thing and what everyone else said about me, she would probably threaten bloody murder. Okay. Beware Anon. This is a new one. Beware Anon. They're trying to quote. This is 4chan trying to speak Shakespearean now.
That just...
Yeah. Yeah, they went there. Beware anon of the one called Creepy, for he is the worst of them all. I'm not the worst of the worst of the worst anymore, I'm just the worst of them all. Hey, things are looking up. I give that guy with the glasses a lot of shit, but they're nothing compared to that long-haired creepy guy. Of course they don't say why. Why not buy one of that long-haired creepy guy's books /TV/
That's where they were posting.
Oh, okay. Okay, go on, be a pal. They're about gay superheroes butt fucking each other. Well, I wonder, does that mean that they actually bought one? Or did they just look at the cover and figure, okay, I'll just make an assumption here?
Are they about gay superheroes butt fucking each other?
There's like one sex scene at the very, very end of the first book.
So they are about something, but they also may include gay superheroes butt fucking each other.
Right, but there's other stuff going on too. Of course, the important thing is gay is that it's gay.
It's like saying that my reviews are about a guy slapping himself in the forehead.
Right. But yeah, the important thing is the butt fucking. Surely you guys have heard of that long-haired creepy guy, right? And there's another link thing. loathsome, nasally voiced, pedo-looking, neckbeard motherfucker who whines that comic book porn parodies are not accurate to the comic books they're based on. I'm assuming they're referring to the the Justice League porn parody. Yeah. It's like the things I got upset in there is that there are continuity. I mean, we've made jokes about continuity errors in porn parodies, but there are things in that particular porno that you should know from just being alive. I mean, like, these aren't like things you need to go through 10 Wikipedia articles to sort out. Okay, these are things that have existed since the comics were, conceived back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, whatever. These are not really deep things. These are just really, really glaringly obvious things that I had to stop and wonder, how did they miss that? And I came to the conclusion that they just didn't fucking give a shit. So I decided, I'm just gonna go into this, like, play it straight. Just because, it's like, not only are the sex scenes not all that great, they're, it's like they've got all of these things that you can look at and you can laugh at because they got it wrong, but at the same time you question, how did they get that wrong? Oh, anyway. Okay. There was a line here that was cut off. Be warned, he seems to take a perverse delight in showing off his man-tits, and that still looks like mantis.
Well, it's spelled man-tits properly.
Yeah, I know.
Though I guess the more proper term is man-boobs.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, I hear man-boobs more than man-tits, and also just because it's 4chan, and when I see something like this that's spelled correctly, my first thought is they misspelled it. Has 4chan been using autocorrect lately? It seems strange.
Wait, I've done shirtless scenes in my reviews. Do I have a perverse pleasure in showing off my man-tits?
Maybe it's just because my boobs are bigger than yours. Don't worry, you'll grow into them. At least that's what I heard my sisters say to each other. Okay, this one is about both of us. That long-haired creepy guy and his horse-faced friend review a porn parody of Planet of... Again, A is capitalized.
I think that's the
Yeah, I know, but I like pointing it out. I'm just being mean. I'm being mean to 4chan. That'll get me in trouble. A porn parody of the Planet of the Apes. Want to hear them bitch about continuity errors and bad special effects in a low production values movie intended solely as to be a masturbatory aid.
Because those are the only things wrong with it.
Yeah. The low production values were really the best part. I mean, like, it would have been a low-budget effects movie, but it would have been fun, but it would have still been enjoyable. The movie is just done in horrible taste, for one thing.
Well, horrible taste. The jokes are not funny.
At all.
And we didn't have to pretend, and we just show the joke, and
it's just like, what?
And then, of course, there's the fact that the jerk-off material itself, the actresses are hideous.
Yeah.
Except for Misty Monday.
I was saying, the movie...
But there's the Amazonian queen with the huge breast implant scars.
Yeah.
There was that rap segment.
Yes. Oh, God.
I mean, how can you say that the only problem was low production values?
Don't forget
and
the
continuity.
Don't forget the gay
stereotype. And the continuity thing was that was the joke, was that I was complaining about the continuity.
Breast continuity, yes.
It was obviously a low budget porn.
Yeah,
but
that's not the problem.
The joke there was the fact that I was complaining about the continuity, not the continuity itself.
Yeah.
That part was expected, but the rest of it, the missing link disco thing,
the pink gay stereotype. So, overall tally that we have here. How many did you get?
I got 5.
Okay, how many did I get?
11.
11? So 5 hates on you, 11 hates on me.
I didn't take all of the messages. I had a whole page of messages with comments on me from the thing.
What did they say?
Mostly, check out this horse-faced motherfucker. So, you need a little more variety than that when you're
that's true.
making a video.
Okay, there weren't any. They didn't
I need.
say.
You had 2 pages, but
Yeah.
so
I'm more hated on 4chan. I feel proud of this.
But hey, a lot of your comments are saying that you raped me.
I'm less proud of that.
I'm trying to figure out when you did this.
I'm trying to figure out when it happened too. You'd think I would have remembered raping anyone.
And considering I was, I was audacious enough to think that the law applied to me to be able to call Warner Brothers up and ask what the hell, because after all, trying to contact Google was a complete non-starter.
Yeah.
So
You tried to do something to fix your problem. That automatically means you're wrong in their eyes.
But yeah, I mean, if I do that, I wonder why I never ever even acknowledged that there was even a chance that you had raped me, and instead just tried to play it all normal as if we were
Friends?
Yeah. Don't ever say that word again. But yeah, there's far more on there. Don't know if I'll ever get to it.
We'll see.
And I know there's going to be far more after this.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you all for watching. This has been That Long-Haired Creepy Guy.
And I have been Decker Shado.
And remember,
check your sources. Because if it might be that someone's pulling something out of their ass, and there's a good chance they have. By the way, what is that proof that you actually did that interview with Nika Noel?
well, we can, I can actually have her phone number. We can call her.
Like on camera?
I'd prefer not to do it right now, simply because chances are she's in her office.
Well, I was just thinking it'd be interesting. Have the proof.
Well, yeah, that's true. I could say, hey, I do know this woman. But of course, then again, it's on phone, so that just means I could be talking to anyone. I could be set this whole thing up beforehand.
Did you hear the specific vocalization and accent there? It is clear that Creepy recorded himself talking girly and played it back pretending to be Nika Noel, which is something he often does in his room when he's alone.
How did they know about that?
I don't know, but I'm glad that I used proper 4chan grammar with do's.
Yeah, that's true. Very good there. Good night, everybody.